Welcome into All Joe Madden here. I'm Joe, and today I'm joined by Steve Seagrave. We're going to talk Monday Night Football, you guys, and we got a good one. We've got the Carolina Panthers taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we did see the opening line sitting here at 60, but we're seeing the 49ers firing up to a 7-point favorite, and we've got juice on the 7. We're seeing minus 125 right now on Circa. I'm afraid the 7.5s are going to start to pop with this juice laying there. What are your original thoughts on this side when you looked at the 6, and do you still like it here at a 7 either way?
I actually lean. I'm happy that the line is moving this way because I lean towards Carolina plus the points here. We've seen Bryce Young struggle on the road early in his career. After his first 3 road games this season, he was like 1-16 on the road. It's a trend that he was really struggling when he played on the road, but he seems to have righted the ship in his last 3 road games. It seems like the Panthers have the Falcons number. They beat them last week 30-27 in the overtime game. Road game prior to that, 16-13 against the Pack. And then he had a 13-6 game against the Jets. So he's actually pulled off 3 straight road victories. I believe all those were all covers as well. And then the San Francisco defense, and it comes into why I like the total a little bit more in this game. But this San Francisco defense has struggled. It's just tons of injuries, key injuries to guys like Fred Warner and Nick Bosa, and that has me. I lean towards the Panthers plus the points here. I see a high scoring game, so I think that they can kind of keep it close, and especially if we can get that 7.5 and still cash this ticket if they were to lose by 7. I lean the Panthers' direction here.
Okay, so I have to ask you because we're coming off a Thursday night football game. We're recording here on a Friday, you guys. We did see the Houston Texans upset the Buffalo Bills, getting that straight up win on the money line. They were rolling in the same sort of situation, right around that 6-point dog, 7-point dog on some books. Any chance that you could see a straight up upset in this game here on Monday Night Football? It's a lot to ask for the Carolina Panthers, but would you be comfortable if your survivor pick was the 49ers this week, Steve?
Yeah, I think I would be. I think the 49ers still come out with the victory here, and that Houston defense is just electric to pull off all those sacks against Josh Allen, who really does a good job avoiding those sacks. I think that I would lean. I would feel pretty good, especially here's the thing: at this point in the Survivor, when you have limited options, a lot of people like Seattle probably have used them up already. The Lions, I'm sorry, against the Giants, they may have used them up as well. So that's also what it comes down to when you're talking about a Survivor here, where we're in week 12. So if you've already used up 11 teams, and most likely those have been 11 of the best teams, probably the Patriots. There's another team you probably don't have in play this week. So I think the 49ers could be some team that people are looking at in Survivor this week for sure, based on having limited options.
Well, let's hope this is a great Monday Night Football game. So you do have a lean here on that total. So when we look at the total, Steve, it did open at 45.5. Now this one has been fired all the way up. I'm seeing Superbook now posting a 50 out there. That is so high. But is it high enough? There's 49.5 across the rest of the books. I do see a 49 at Sports 411. So you guys open your odds logic page, really shop those lines depending which way of this total you want to go. Of course, if you're liking the under here, Superbook with that 50, you want to grab that. But if you're liking the over, Sports 411, 49, pretty nice number there. Steve, what are your thoughts on this total? Where should people go?
So look, we already missed out on the best of this total. Obviously, like you said, it shot way up. But I think if you can get it under 50 and a half, 51, you don't want to get past that key number of 51. But I think if we can get over 50 here, I still like it. Like you said, you can still find some 49s, 49 and a halves out there. Well, we've seen San Francisco go over, and they're 6-1-1 to the over in their last 8 games. And they've had some monster games in their last 3. We're talking about 63 combined points, 68 combined points, and 58 combined points. I touched on earlier in the video the San Francisco injuries to Warner and Bosa. They ranked 24th in coverage grade, 27th in success rate defensively. We saw Purdy and Pearsall return last week, so they have a week under their belt, and Purdy looked really good. So I think that the 49ers have success offensively. I think we've seen this Panthers team. They like to run the ball with Dowdle, but we've also seen when they get behind, they're going to start chucking it. They'll kind of, I don't want to say abandon the run, but they would like to run it. But with the 49ers being favored by 7, I think they'll be playing with the lead. That forces the Panthers into more of a pass-heavy game script to push this a little bit higher. And we also touched on Bryce Young playing a little bit better on the road, much better on the road, honestly, compared to how he played early in his career and early this season. So I think there's still room to get in on this over as long as you get it under 50.
Okay, guys, so definitely shop those lines out there. Again, there are a couple 49s out there, 49 and a half as well. But we're going to get into some of the props that you're liking here, Steve. But before we do, I want to remind people of the Weekend Warrior package. You guys, if you're looking for Steve's best bets out there on the football field for Saturday and Sunday, so not only professional, but college football, you want to check out the Weekend Warrior package. So this weekend, get every football play from Steve for just $49 for Saturday and Sunday. Now he's going to add in his best bet for this Monday Night Football game at no extra cost. So make sure you head on over to picksandparlays.net. That is the Weekend Warrior package. Now, if you're looking for more than just football, you want to definitely look at the long-term package here. You can get all of Steve's plays for the rest of 2025 just for $8.30 a day, you guys. You don't want to miss out on that great long-term special here with everything going on. We're rolling into college football playoffs here. It feels like in any minute, and we've got so much other things going on. You want to get the rest of 2025 for just $8.30. But Steve, let's start looking at some of these props you're liking. Now, I know you've got a tight end circled here. Where are you going to go?
Yeah, I'm looking at George Kittle here, and we're going to look towards his over 54.5 receiving yards. And anytime I'm looking at a player's over for receiving yards or rushing yards for that matter, I'm kind of looking at their anytime touchdown as well. So I would throw that in. It's at a plus 140, plus 145, depending on where you look right now. But as far as the yardage, we've seen Kittle perfection as far as his targets the last 2 weeks. He's caught all 15 of his targets now, 15 targets in the last 2 games, recording 67 and 84 receiving yards. I look back and he really seems to thrive with Brock Purdy under center. He's went over this receiving yards line in 10 of his last 12 when Purdy's been playing quarterback. This is a nice friendly spot here for him against the Panthers. They allow the 4th most tight end receiving yards with 65 per game. We just saw the Panthers keep Kyle Pitts in check. Game before that, though, Jawan Johnson got him for 92 yards. And the game before that, Tucker Kraft only had 20, but he went out with that injury, so they kind of benefited there. But if you look at their season total of allowing the 4th most tight end receiving yards, that and then in a game where a team loses a tight end like Tucker Kraft, that's included in that mix as well. And we've already touched on this as well. High scoring total here. I see a pass-heavy game script where the 49ers are going to be throwing. I think the Panthers will also put up their share of points and be a good running mate for them here. So let's look towards Kittle, a primetime game for him as well, to go over 54.5 receiving yards.
Gotta love it. George Kittle, such a great target out there. And I do think Brock Purdy will be looking for him. The tight ends absolutely have been cashing for us all season long. Love to see it. But one player, I just want to mention him. I know you don't have an official free bet for CMC, but CMC's been dominating for this 49ers team. Why did you leave him off your slate here?
I like him a lot here. I look towards his receiving yards here as well, and he was right there with Kittle for me, over 41.5. He's crushed this line in multiple games. Now he had 40 last week, but that was his only under in his past 9 of his last 10 games. CMC's crushed his receiving yards total. I just like Kittle a little bit more. And then I just looking back also to Kittle, just a little caveat there. He's thrived in the primetime games. He's beat this total 58 plus in 4 of his last 6 primetime games. So I like Kittle just a little bit more, but I do think McCaffrey has an impact, especially in the passing game.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how healthy he has stayed this year. Knock on wood, as I say that. Don't want to curse CMC out here, but I was so nervous I didn't take him on my fantasy team this year, and now I'm kicking myself, wishing I did, because he's been the healthiest player out there for the San Francisco 49ers. But I'm with you. George Kittle looks to feast here on Monday Night Football. Steve, I'm going to let you do a recap, because I know there's a lot of people that just jump into the end of this show. We'll let you get that recap of your best free picks over here. But if you guys are looking for Steve's best bets, make sure you do head on over to picksandparlays.net. But Steve, the floor is yours.
So, like I said, I'm leaning Carolina plus the points here, but that's just a lean for me. I much prefer the total of over 49 and a half, 49, depending on where you can find it. But my favorite play for this game is the Kittle over 54 and a half receiving yards. So my two best bets are over for the game, and then over receiving yards for George Kittle, and throw in that anytime touchdown as well at plus 140.
Gotta love it. Well, you guys, all the best in your Monday Night Football bets. Steve, thank you so much for joining me here on All Joe Madden on Picks and Parlays to break down this Monday Night Football game. Absolutely keep crushing the books this weekend. Can you let people know what else to expect when they come over and buy your packages?
Yeah, I'm covering everything across the board right now, all four sports, with college basketball, college football. I'm sorry, NFL. I'll be doing college basketball soon, and then NBA and NHL. We'll be covering all those sports. I have a 5% NFL max bet for this weekend, locked and loaded over at the sites, and it's a player prop that I really like a lot. And I encourage you guys to go check that out, and check out my college football play of the week. We're on a nice 5-2 run with those plays right now.
Woo, you're just smoking hot over there, you guys. So head on over to picksandparlays.net. Steve, thank you again. We'll see you here next time.
Thanks, Joe.